This week's episode of the Man Whore Podcast is sponsored by Menagerie. Enjoy free shipping on some sexy men's lingerie when you use the promo code MANWHORE at buymenagerie.com. That's BYMENAGERIE.com.
Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
What's up, dick kickers and booty lickers? This is Billy Procida, and you are listening to the Man Whore Podcast. Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the show. If you are new to my program, this is a podcast where I talk to women I've hooked up with about sex and dating and love, and in this particular week, kicking dicks. This week is the return of a former flame of mine. She's been on the podcast before a couple of times. Fellow comedian and podcaster Andrea Allan is here this week, and I'm very excited to share her with y'all in a bit. But first, no show dates to promote right now. Just go to manwhorepod.com for all your Man Whore podcast needs. And please, if you can, if you're listening, especially on iTunes or the Apple app, leave a rating and review. It really helps. I prefer 5 stars, but hey, I also prefer your honesty. But those reviews let me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and those ratings help other people find the show. You ever get recommended a podcast and you go to look it up and it has, 3 ratings and reviews and one of them is a 1-star? You're not going to fuck around with that, So go do that if you can, or on whichever podcast app you're listening. So no show dates to promote right now. However, I am hosting a speed dating event next Wednesday, February 8th, through the website onspeeddating.com. The theme is Black African Princesses. It's a speed dating event for Black women and the men who love them. If you want to get $5 off your ticket, go to onspeeddating.com, sign up for the event, use the promo code BILLY5 at checkout. You can actually use the promo code BILLY5 at onspeeddating.com for any of the events, and they have events in Los Angeles, Austin, New York, and I believe they're slowly expanding out to other cities. Check it out. How am I doing? I gotta say, my butthole feels fresh. Oh, why? Last week, Paige and I got into some serious butt stuff. She's currently behind me, trying not to laugh. She gives me a lot of pity laughs. Honestly, pity laughs don't help none. It only gives me false confidence in things that will eventually fail in front of people who don't love me. But, we did some things. There were some fingers, there were some toys. But, I brought lube with me, and she brought a different type of lubricant that kind of blew my mind away. She brought this thing of coconut oil. Have y'all used this coconut oil as lube? Never heard of it before. She brings it. I think it's some sort of like hippy dippy lube type thing. Okay, fine. Afterwards, I say, so what's up with coconut oil? She's like, what? It's coconut oil. You use it for cooking. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, apparently it's just normal coconut oil. You can make it for a salad or a tossed salad, either one. And so she said, yeah, a lot of people apparently were using it for cooking. And I guess somebody ran out of lube one day and was just frantic to jerk off. I was like, wow, what do I got? The baby oil that chafed my dick last time. What else is here? Okay, I'll try this coconut oil. Ooh. And then they spread the word. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. My recommendation, try out some coconut oil. One, it made my dick look shiny the way baby oil does, but it doesn't, chafe my dick the way baby oil does. But then she also was using it to lubricate my ass. And afterwards, I was just feeling the back of my ass. And I'm like, oh my God, my hole feels so smooth and clean. Another good use for coconut oil, preparing for rim jobs. Have you ever thought you'd maybe rim your partner, but it probably tastes gross? Smother some fucking coconut oil on it, and you are ready to go. It's going to taste like a delicious breakfast. So coconut oil, people, that's the Billy's pick for the week. I love hearing from y'all. It's one of my favorite things to see. If I wake up in the morning and I've got some emails or some tweets or messages from you people, brightens up my day for reals. Very much enjoy it. Like I got this, I woke up to this tweet from at bosom_bunny. I don't know if that's how you say it. I don't know if it's buxom or bosom or what. She's an escort in the Michigan, Detroit area. If you're, shopping, listening to the Man Whore podcast makes me want to tour NYC soon. Doesn't hurt that Billy Procida has a kick-ass Amazon wish list. And she did get me something from my wish list. That was very nice of her. Thank you for the book, and thank you for the latex gloves. I'm going to give them the page so she can finally finger my butthole without me getting weird about it. Sometimes she can get a little liberal, taking the hand out of my butt and then wanting to affectionately touch me. And I'm like, lady, your hands, wash them. Latex gloves have been on my Amazon wish list because I was like, let's streamline that process. And of course, you can find my Amazon wish list. If you go to manwhorepod.com, you'll see the wish list icon on that site. Thank you for that. And you should tour NYC. If you're an escort, definitely come to NYC. You make way more money. I don't know what you're charging out in Michigan, but the going low rate is like $220 out here for an hour. Easily can get $300 or more. I like that a useless piece of trivia I have is just like the fair market value in different areas of the country for sex work. It's a weird piece of information I have. Then I also got this email. It's an email of sorts. And we like Kyle. Kyle seems well-intentioned, but he sends me an email with the subject line, a seemingly touchy subject. He says, hey, Billy, so I've always heard you voice your support for the LGBTQ community and feminists to some degree. One thing I've never heard talked about on the show is male reproductive rights. With the recent Women's March that happened, it sparked my interest in the topic. It seems that no one wants to talk about this subject, and it's met with backlash from women's rights groups and feminists alike. What I'm specifically referring to is the fact that males currently have no rights when it comes to abortion or keeping a child. I'll elaborate with a few situational examples later, and you can think about each individually. These are situations that happen all over the globe on a daily basis. It seems that people are generally willing to agree that conceiving a child, whether on purpose or by accident, the responsibility and blame can be laid on both parties. However, from the moment of conception onwards, the male has zero rights. Excuses I often hear are, well, if he didn't want to have a child, he should have taken precautions, right? But so shouldn't the mother as well? A woman can make the choice to end or keep a pregnancy. And sure, the man, he can voice his opinion, but when it comes down to it, the woman has final say. Here are some examples. Let's call them friends with benefits, both using contraception. Maybe she's on the pill and he's using a condom. Against all odds, she ends up pregnant. The male decides he's in no financial or otherwise position to care for a child properly. He decides he wants to abort the pregnancy. She decides she wants to keep it, regardless of the father's decision. Now he's forced to take care of a child who he had no equal choice of keeping. He's got to take care of it in terms of child support and partial visitation rights, let's say. Here's my proposed solution. You could take it to the extreme and say, we'll allow the male to force the female to abort, but hey, even I'm willing to admit that is morbid as fuck. However, again, it's the extreme. A happy middle ground, and this is his happy middle ground. Allow the male to file paperwork with the courts stating his intention to absolve himself completely from the child's life. In turn, he would have no parental rights over the child and not have to pay child support. This paperwork would be required to be filed within the same time frame that an abortion is still viable. As such, leaving the woman to make her own individual decision to either keep or abort, knowing the father's intentions to be absent completely. You then give males equal rights in terms of reproduction. Obviously, this excludes rape. Example 2. Same friends as above, same result, pregnancy. This time, the male decides he is ready to have a child and wants to keep it. The female decides she does not want to carry it to term and decides to abort. Well, I admit I don't have a solution to this one, as it's hard to figure out how to make it equal. I think it's virtually impossible to do so in a situation like this, but it's definitely a talking point, and only helps to reiterate the fact that the female has 100% control over that child and the decisions around it. The male can only influence her decision with his reasoning, and maybe threats of violence, but he holds no legal ground currently to make an equal decision. the part where I did it in this voice was an editorial comment. I know this is a tough one, Billy, but it would be cool to hear your opinion on the matter, or if you have different suggestions. Also, I apologize for the possible jumbled thoughts. Writing has never been my strong suit. Thanks in advance and keep on trucking. So yeah, that was an email. And it seems well-intentioned. Just sounds like a guy who's playing devil's advocate and wants to know why this position is wrong. Doesn't sound like some sort of asshole MRA dude, okay? And so I responded to him, not necessarily in an attacking way, maybe with a couple cunty remarks here and there, but hey, I felt it was warranted. Hey, Kyle, you're right. Many don't want to talk about male rights because it sounds like a bad meme. Actually, personally, I hate that men's rights activists hijack that term, men's rights, because I really do think it should be a thing. I think that's something that is valid to want to talk about. And I mean, I don't know that we gotta have like million man marches yet, but I definitely think it's a real thing. Problem is the assholes hijacked it. Now I can't use that term without sounding like a misogynist. Because look, the men's rights dudes, they actually have some really good points, but they're such assholes about it that we can't listen to them. But I want to correct you real quick, Kyle. Like, men totally have rights after the moment of conception. It seems like you're talking about the period between conception and birth or termination. Because men totally have rights over a child, typically after the birth of a child. But the reason men don't have equal rights during this period, during the pregnancy, is because men and women are biologically unequal during that time period. Until that fetus is born, it's not the man's physical responsibility or burden. Ooh, well, why is the man responsible for a baby he doesn't want after it's born? Oh, well, the scenario you didn't consider, and is all too common, is that two people were not given comprehensive sex education. They maybe use, 2 condoms to be extra safe, which, by the way, everyone, is actually less safe. The condoms can rub against each other during intercourse and break, and she gets pregnant. Or maybe, she's using her birth control and then gets put on an antibiotic and either slips up or the doctor doesn't properly inform her that it's going to cause her birth control to be less effective. Things like this happen because, we don't really like to talk about the sex stuff. So she gets pregnant. He doesn't want the kid, and neither does she. You didn't consider that scenario where two people both don't want the baby. But unlike the man who can attempt to disappear and face no physical ramifications of the pregnancy, that woman maybe lives in a state with limited access to abortion. Maybe the closest abortion clinic is like 300 miles away because local legislation shut down all the state's other abortion clinics with medically unnecessary trap laws. And likely, she works a low-income job where she can't afford to take multiple days off of work to make the trip to this clinic, have an appointment, travel home, and then go back a week later and get the abortion and spend a day there before driving back 5 to 8 hours. Wait, Billy, I thought she went up to the clinic. Doesn't she? Why she got to come home and then go back in? Oh, yeah, because a lot of these states that have these shitty abortion laws, they unnecessarily require 2 appointments, like an examination and then the procedure. And they usually require some sort of like week-long or multi-day long window in between those appointments. And by the way, we have to pretend she has the spare cash to drop on an abortion. And let's also ignore any psychological trauma from having the procedure. Not that all women have this, of course, but some do. But don't forget all the death threats and dead baby signs she has to endure walking in and out of the clinic twice. So what's the guy got to worry about? I don't know, maybe chipping in some money for the abortion if he's a really good guy, since he's not legally obligated to pay for an abortion. Sure, he's got to face child support if the baby is born, but you know what the guy didn't have to go through? Pregnancy. Men can have a say in the termination carrying of a pregnancy when it causes us to gain a massive amount of weight, urinate nonstop, vomit nearly every morning, be tired all the fucking time because, there's a parasite in our abdomen, and then push a football out of our buttholes with the possibility we die. Until then, if you truly 100% cannot manage a baby, dude, just be more selective about who you have sex with or don't have vaginal sex. Become like the king of anal. If men want the kid and she wants to abort it, you're right. There's no solution for that because it's not up to him. It's her body. It's her choice. Now, if you want to talk about male parenting rights, I mean, that's a totally valid issue that could use some spotlight on it. There's certainly a bias in custody battles that unfairly favor the mother. But that's for another podcast. But I hope that clears things up, dude. You seemed like you were confused, and I hope you are no longer confused, because it's pretty simple. We don't have rights during the pregnancy because we don't have to go through pregnancy. All right, now this week's guest is a fellow comedian and friend of the podcast, friend of mine, Andrea Allan. Not just a comedian. I'm not just having her on because she's a comic. Andrea and I, we at least attempted to fuck years ago, but my dick was so scared of her. You may remember Andrea Allan from episodes 61, where she was first on the podcast, and she was also on episode 96 when I went speed dating on the show. Y'all remember that last year? Yeah, so I had her on to like listen to and critique my speed dates. That was a really fun one. You should check out those episodes 61 and 96. And I asked her to come back because, you know, she's in a different place, and I just think she's fucking hilarious, and she's a good friend of mine and always fun to talk to. Andrea also hosts her own podcast. It's called The Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Super fucking funny. It's actually one of the few podcasts I listen. I listen to like 6 podcasts. I don't got time for more than that. And The Hot Mess Comedy Hour is one of them. So I'm not going to ramble on too much, but, you know, needless to say, we talk a lot about kicking dicks. I really hope you enjoy my talk with Andrea Allan.
I was trying to like keep it... I was trying to sound like mature, and it was like bothering you that I wasn't letting the freak out of the cage.
The animal that is Andrea Allan.
And I was like, no, I'm perfectly well balanced.
Are you comfortable in your full winter attire?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I have to take this off?
You don't have to. It's not. This is not the naked podcast you were volunteering for before I even asked.
Don't make me sound thirsty like that.
I can't help that. I don't know. We do a naked roast battle together, and I mentioned naked podcast. You're like, let's do it, and I was like, I didn't even ask, but okay.
I don't want to fuck you. I don't know why you keep
telling yourself
You're
that,
gross.
Allan. Okay, keep telling yourself that.
Okay, are we starting? Is this?
Yeah, we can start.
Sure. I don't know.
That's. I find a good spot to fade in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. You're
You know.
so technologically advanced.
Hardly. I have a whiteboard.
Yeah, that's ghetto as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got this for. I got this and that one for $80.
No, it's not the whiteboard. It's like the terribly drawn icons.
Well, I can't.
Listen to me on this terrible Apple symbol, or is that Google Play?
Yeah,
That
and then that's
weird?
Spotify.
Wow.
I'm not an artist.
No, clearly, God.
Look,
I've
I don't
seen
get
your logos and all your branding.
I don't have a co-host. I don't have a producer. Unlike you, I don't have like a team. I'm just
Yeah.
this schlub.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, some people just recognize my undeniable talent and had to rally around me. So, sorry.
Well, Andrea, thanks for coming back on the Man Whore podcast. It's nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. How's kicking dicks going for you?
Kicking dicks is great. I was just writing a bit with Billy in our coffee shop working about kicking men in the crotch and how much power and joy it gives me. I feel like my act is slowly just morphing into me screaming about my vagina and causing physical pain to men.
That's exactly what meninists claim that female comedians are doing.
I know. I'm their worst nightmare. Can you imagine? What's a meninist? Is that a male?
One of those guys who are just
like guys who live in their mom's basements and like have talk about men's rights and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I imagine if I ever faced off with a guy like that, it would be like the scariest thing he could ever imagine.
Well, the problem is he'll probably stay calm, cool, and collected, and he'll just gaslight you enough for you to lose your
gaslighted. Yes, I can.
Yes,
I can
you
be
can.
gaslighted
Totally
so easily.
You'll eventually lose your shit and break out, and the animal will come back out. It'll be great.
Are you just teasing? We were talking about how at the end of the last episode I was so well behaved. I was mediumly well behaved for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said something that was just so fucking infuriating and I just lost it. I called you the F word.
Do you say the F word after that Twitter
No,
feedback?
faggot, I don't. I say whatever I want. One of your stupid faggot fans was like, excuse me, and some feminazi was tweeting at me, and I was just like, block. No, thank you. I don't want any of your shit.
She was not a fan of your usage of that word.
No. And she's not even, it was some woman who was like, had a rainbow flag as her Twitter picture, and you told me that she's not even gay or something like that.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Really
but she was like a supporter of gay rights. I'm not anti-gay. Like, I'm so clearly being ridiculous.
Just right now, you're sounding not. You're
of course.
And she was pro-gay rights.
No, but like it was like you're not even gay, and everything about your identity is like supporting gay people. It's a little put on. Like, just relax.
And guys, I'm fine with her calling me that because I self-identify as a faggot.
Yeah, you're culturally faggy. You're not homosexual, but you certainly are like you don't suck dicks. It's like that Louis bit. You don't suck dicks, but you being a fag all the time.
Well, so tell me about kicking dicks, because the one thing in the bit, so when we were at the coffee shop day, I look over all of it. One bullet point is just my kicking dick story. As if like every woman has a kicking dick coming of age moment.
They should. It's awesome. I've only kicked someone in the dick one time, and it was in high school. And the guy, I've kicked someone in the dick once, and I've backhanded slapped someone once, and both were like so good.
How many minutes do you have on backhanding?
Not yet, but I'm gonna work and develop that for my next.
It's gonna be a partner piece.
Yes, exactly.
A companion piece.
Okay, well, there was a guy in high school who liked me, and I had come from an all-girl. Before I went co-ed, I went to an all-girl school for 10 years, so I was like appropriately weird and not man socialized. So if someone liked me, I just didn't know. I did that like, ew, go away,
Cooties.
Just I didn't understand how to react, or I didn't even really like fathom the idea that someone could like me. But this guy liked me, but he was gross and annoying. And he would always be like, Andrea, and like would push me and like bully me. Very middle school, but this was high school. And I'd gotten accustomed to the sound of his annoying voice, and because he was always bothering me.
Okay.
Just always. And he would put his hand on my butt. Like it was just, he was harassing me, and everyone has their breaking point. And I just heard I was standing on top of a hill, and I heard his fucking Danny Cuthbert. Shout out, Danny. I heard his fucking dumb voice. I can't remember what he said, but I just sensed his presence behind me. And I was like, I gotta do something to express to him that I never want him to be near me again. So I kicked him in the crotch, but I was facing away from him. So I was facing forward. He was behind me. I heard his voice. I like calculated in my mind roughly where he was in relation to me. And then I donkey kicked backwards, and I got him right in the dick. Just like so perfect. Such a perfect, like seamless. It was like I was born to do it. You know what I mean? First shot. I wasn't even looking at him. That's crazy.
You were the Neo of kicking dicks.
Yes. Or like when someone attacks someone from behind in those like movies, and they go like, bah, where they like hit them in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
like
that.
An old kung fu movie.
Exactly.
Like an old racist kung fu movie.
Exactly. Yes. But with dicks.
But with dicks.
And it was on top of a hill. So he like fell to the ground, like, and then he rolled down the hill.
If you were a video game character in Street Fighter, your only
KO.
Move is
that
kicking dicks.
Yes, that's all I do.
Does she have a fist function? No, both buttons.
Yeah, it's just the D button over and over and over again.
You ever been to like an arcade? It's just a joystick and two buttons, both buttons kicking dicks.
Yes, that's
Nothing
all.
else.
I could just be in a can army where I just kick dicks everywhere, and I would win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so good. He rolled to the ground. He lost his breath. It was like when you get kicked in the dick, I've been told, it's extremely painful. Mm-hmm. Does it feel like you lose your wind? Is it that level?
It's a lot. It's been a while
Yeah.
as I cover. Let's not test it now.
Uh huh.
It's painful.
I
There's
just
a lot of
put
emotions.
on like a blindfold.
You feel like shit's been
Slam.
like. You just feel like you're being fisted, and you don't have a hole there, but like you're being fisted, and then just whatever's up there is just being pulled down. Like imagine someone reached into your cooch and like grabbed your tubes,
Yeah.
and then just yanked
My tubes.
your tubes.
My what tubes, Billy?
Your fallopian tubes.
at
I had to think
you.
about it for a moment.
I think the only equal, from what I understand, the only equal pain punching wise on a female body is being punched in the boob.
See, I still don't understand how that's as painful as women say it is.
It's so. I don't know.
How is it different from being punched in the arm?
They're way more sensitive. Think about when you like are sucking on a girl's nip and she's like freaking out. It's at the erogenous zone,
Right, but like I've got my nipples are in an erogenous zone as
but
well.
not in the same way though. It's extreme. It feels like if you punch. I've also punched someone in the tip before.
As have I. I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It's just child's play. But I elbowed someone in the boob actually, and they like lost their breath. It's so painful. It feels like you're gonna vomit. Like the noise to go with the pain is like, ugh! Like you're gonna vomit, or you've lost the ability to breathe. Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it feels. It's like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. Even like the idea of someone punching me in the boob, I'm like feeling the phantom pain already. So maybe that's
when I imagine like I would like to spend a day in a woman's body, preferably still with my rights, but in your body.
Sure,
right?
yeah, of course.
Like, ideal.
You don't want our
situation,
shitty rights.
Yeah, like ideal situation, I still get what I want, but if I want to experience a woman's body for a day, I feel like no guy's ever thinking. Like we're thinking to protect the coochie area. We're thinking
That
down here.
hurts
We
too.
never imagine like, oh, I should watch out for the boob punches. I don't think we would ever think of that.
Yeah, because you've never been punched in the boob.
No.
God, what was I thinking? The getting hit in the crotch also hurts. I was, but not as much as the boob. But I was on a dock when I was in high school. And I got onto one of those. What are the things that hold the dock in the water? Like they're the long, tall wooden
post?
thing. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a post, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a fancy term for it.
Sure, there's some like nautical term, but I was like fucking around, sort of like shimmying around the post, and they have those big square pieces of metal that hold them in place. And I slipped, and I tried to like grab. It was a double. I tried to grab the post to not fall, but in doing that, I scratched my tit.
Oh no!
And I went down the post, and then I landed on the metal rod thing, like crotch directly on rod.
This just sounds like a hilarious movie.
It was
sounds
it was so funny to everybody who saw it.
Right.
But it was extreme. And then I fell into the water, and my top came off because I had like tried to.
You sure it's not a movie?
No, this is my life.
Remember this scene and write it.
Well, I mean, it was hilarious after like 5 years later. But
Melissa McCarthy in this scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like some ridiculous prop, like someone needed to come in with like a horn, like wah wah. And then I came to the surface and was like desperately looking for my bathing suit top. But I remember the pain of landing on the post was like deep pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know.
Ugh. I've never done. You asked me before when we were at the coffee shop if I ever kicked someone in the dick, and I don't think I have. I've kicked a woman in the crotch before.
On purpose?
Yeah, I was like,
Why?
because I was 8 or 7.
Sure. You want to know what it is like. I feel like.
Well, I was. It was soccer practice, and I was mad, and her name was Stacy, and I had a huge crush on her too.
Right? It's always like crush related.
Yeah.
The
and
genitalia kicking.
And she starts crying, but everyone left. Like it was basically just us there. So she started crying. I said, "Oh no," because I realized I would get in trouble. So I said, "No, kick me in the crotch. It's fine. We'll make it even. We'll call it. Let's make a deal. Don't tell your mom."
Did you end up fucking her? Or?
No. She was the first person I had a crush on, and the first of many rejections.
Oh, I'm
Stacey.
sorry for you, Stacy.
Stacy V.
Were you wearing cleats?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the top part of the cleat,
Sure,
so
I
I'm not,
know.
you know.
You could go back and rake it, though. You could kick it and then come back with the back end of the cleat
Uh-huh.
if you really want to commit to it.
Really commit. Yeah.
Did you warn her? Or no, obviously not. But like,
I think she said something and I was just mad.
sure.
And
You're like,
I was like, violence is the answer.
you want to just see, you know? You want to just see what it's like, what that it's about.
What's the current dating situation for you?
I am fucking a few different men. Nothing serious. Well, okay, one of them is a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
Very questionable decision.
I know, right? Like, oh god. I mean, it's just there, and I'm like, I get tired of. I don't want to go to the dating.
You're describing dick the way I describe Rite Aid.
Yeah, I
and
know. I'm
snacks.
like, oh, fucking okay. I'll go get one of them.
Yeah, but like of all the comics, like I'm not gonna say who, but Jesus, like
This guy's cool. I think this guy's awesome.
okay,
Fuck you. You're just jealous
so
because
jealous.
we're not together anymore.
Oh boy, there it is.
Oh, the power couple that you wished we were.
Mhm.
Uh,
Hey, I tried. I was like, you tried too. That was like real. Those were like real dates. I hadn't been on real dates like that in a long time. At that moment in time in my life.
Oh, us?
Yeah, you took me to a fucking picnic.
I know. And then I realized your personality was awful. And I was like, I gotta keep this guy around, but only sleep with him. You know, how do I maneuver this so that we never date?
It started off as like, oh, maybe we could date. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, maybe we could just fuck. Oh,
we can't even do that. So, God.
Maybe we can be friends. Okay, maybe kind of.
Yeah, that is the genesis of our relationship. And now it's just like we're friends and I am
Don't know why.
openly rude to you constantly.
That's fine. I won the roast battle at the end of the day.
Not talk about that. Awful.
Oh.
No one needs to talk about that.
We don't need to talk about the naked roast battle that
I bombed. It's one of the worst moments of my life.
bombing naked.
Bombing naked against you, yeah, is probably it's a trifecta of humiliation. And also in front of like a billion people. Michael Che was there. Fun, casual, whatever. Oh God.
I've done the naked comedy show like a dozen times.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the second time I did it, I was in college and I bombed. And forever, I set that as a benchmark of like, no matter what happens, it's okay because it's not as bad as bombing naked. And then we realize it can be worse because it could be while someone's insulting you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you're whispering about Sam Kinison coming out of my vagina.
That was
in front of
ill-advised, I guess.
200 people. It was so
I thought it was going to be.
It was one of those moments
I thought
where
that was going to hit.
could I take it? If I could take it back.
You would not do the battle?
Oh, yeah. Although, you know what? No, it would, whatever. Like, it felt like shit, but sometimes you just need to have your self-esteem, floored. Napalmed.
I didn't eat carbs for 6 days. I kind of feel you.
Oh, my God. You were so annoying. Afterwards, you're like, I look skinny. I'm like, I just experienced... Whatever. Yes, you look skinny. Congratulations, Billy. Okay, so I'm fucking one comic, but it's very touch and go. I don't see him that often. I like him as a person very much, but he can be a little ghosty, so I'm not... So I just kind of like take it as it goes. You know what I mean? It's not a very consistent thing, which is fine.
The Italian.
Yeah, the Italian.
Ooh.
The Italian I met at a karaoke night. I went to a karaoke night with two other friends and this like gorgeous, gothy looking,
sumptuous.
Tattoos, dark hair, just totally my jams. Guy walks in and I'm just like, who the fuck is that? And he was friends with the guy who was running the karaoke, so he was kind of like hanging in the booth or whatever. And I was hanging with my friends. I didn't want to like go over to the booth and be like, what's that? Because like I'm with my friends. He's with his friends. I was just like eye fucking the shit out of him and like kind of,
What goes into like a good eye fucking?
Well, I like to have them. What's important is that they know that you're looking at them, like that it's not an accidental. You have to make the intent behind the look clear. So like I would look at him, and he was looking away, and then he would catch me looking at him, and instead of like darting my eyes away, you sustain and then go like, "What's up?"
Yeah, I am looking at you.
That's right. And then you look away, but you got to hold it. And then once I did that, I would like look over and I would see him looking at me and I'd be like, oh, it's on. Okay. And then there was like a drunk guy kind of doing something ridiculous. And I would look at him, then like look at the guy and be like, I would do something for like this fucking guy.
Sure.
What, just nonverbal, like I'm trying to communicate with you. I'm obviously interested in furthering whatever this is, but I'm not going to go up to him and be like, hey, because I don't know him, and he's with his friends, I'm with my friends. So I was also wearing a crop top that said vegetarian on it, that I love. And
what's a vegetarian?
I don't know, a pussy eater.
Okay,
like one of your faggy fans or whatever. Those Twitter trolls. Whatever. She hasn't even eaten a box. She's not even gay. I've eaten more pussy than her, and I'm the gay antichrist. I'm out there eating ladies' boxes, and what are you doing? Putting a profile picture up with a rainbow on? Oh my God. I don't like to use the F word. It's a word!
I love the anger.
Anyways. I have to stop using that word because it's offensive, but I like it so much. Anyways, I got it says vegetarian queer nation on the shirt. I cut it into a crop top and I was wearing it. Later, he told me, because we talked, he was like, I thought you were a lesbian. And
because it said so.
It says I eat box. And he was like, I didn't want to go up to talk to you because I thought that you would be like offended by a man talking to you. He was also like, you're so beautiful. I didn't know how to approach you. Very intimidating. Gorgeous.
Very Italian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's not like a guy whose grandparents were from, he's
right, like
from Italy.
Yeah.
He's Italian. English is second language for sure. So the night continues on. I had a lot of fun. I was just kind of like looking at him and I wasn't thinking much about it. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to write my number down on a piece of paper and give it to him. See what happens. I do this all the time. It doesn't always work, but it works more often than you would think. And so I go up to him. He's down in like the main area now with his friends. And I go up to him and he's writing something down. I thought he was writing like his karaoke song or whatever. And I like give him the number and kind of like I'm like, okay, bye. And then
smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
He's so smooth. Here it is. And then he's like, stop, hold on. And he's smiling and he puts a piece of paper in my hand. And I'm like, oh my God, is he giving me like the number back? Like, is he being like, no, thank you? So embarrassed. So I'm like, oh, thanks. And then I run out. And I see that he had written his number down too. Like we'd mutually been like, what's up?
Yeah.
It was something like, there was like it was like a quote, like something very like, your eyes. He's very into the eyes.
Okay.
They're so blue. And so then we just started texting from there. And
you guys finally met up?
Yeah, we've met up a few times now. And it's good. It's like, he's just extremely romantic, which I'm sure most women wouldn't complain about. It's just like, it's hard to like react. I'm not used to a man being like, you're so beautiful, and like stroking my hair and like looking directly at me for long periods. It seems corny to me.
You're used to them, cowering in fear?
No, fuck off. Just, I don't know. I'm more, I like to joke around with people that I'm dating. I'm like very candid. Old school Italian romance is just like not something that I am used to. To me, it seems cheesy, like pickup artisty, but it's not though. Like American men or Canadian men or whatever, North American men, for the most part, the male-female dynamic that I've had is kind of like, I don't know, casual? Is that the word I'm looking for? Are you romantic with your girlfriend? Do you say cheeseball shit like this?
Yeah. Look who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's true. You're so not the person to be asking.
I mean, if you ask Paige, she'll probably say like, I don't say things enough. And I also did like put off the L word for
just
forever.
to hold the power dynamic because you're a bitch.
I didn't do it on purpose. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
look, I
did.
wanted to make
Paige.
sure that I meant it.
He did. He's a bitch.
You're trying to get me in a fight with your number one fan?
Yeah.
That's
she deserves better than your fucking bullshit.
I get such a kick that so Paige is a huge fan of Andrea's show, the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Yeah.
Shout out. Thank you.
Big fan of the show myself. And I've been on there twice. I was good on it once. And
you were good both times. Once for your amusement and once for my amusement.
Oh, God. I felt so embarrassed by that one.
But so good.
So Paige checked that one when I was on it recently and then just fucking fell in love with it to the point that she wrote a review.
Yeah, baby.
You read it on air and then she just texted me. She's like, I'm so embarrassed.
Why? I loved it.
She said it made me feel like a psycho when she read it. I was like, she's like, when she reads my words back to me,
sure,
it sounds
from maybe
crazy.
a third person perspective, it seems a little intense, but fucking
That's an iTunes review.
Yeah, whatever.
Which, by the way, y'all should be writing iTunes reviews. Okay, do it. It helps.
It does help.
It's very nice.
It makes
to
us
do.
feel worthwhile. I loved it. I fucking loved the review. Me and Emily loved it. She has nothing to be embarrassed. I want more reviews like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want
more reviews trying to help you with your kink life.
Sure. Yeah. Fucking God. I don't know. I guess it's just like I think everyone's a piece of hot garbage. And so when someone comes at me with romance so early out the gate,
right.
I'm like, what are you trying to prove?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm like, he'll be like, I like you. And I, which is very nice. And I like him too. I like talking to him. I like spending time with him. I like fucking the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Or having him fuck the shit out of me, whatever. But I'm like, you don't know me well enough. Does that seem weird?
No, I just think it seems typical. It's just a thing people do. I don't like to go too heavy on the romance up top. Like I like to be impressive, but I don't want to get like too mushy gushy because it looks like I'm reckless with my emotions.
Yeah, like it's like I'm not like I'm very likable. Believe me, I'm a bundle of
really
fucking joy. No, I just think, do you like me or do you like having sex with me and think I'm attractive and think that I need to be like tricked? Yeah, exactly.
Because you can just be like, look, I'm into this. You don't have to.
You don't need to fucking serenade me by the moonlight. I'm making it seem
now. Which
cheesier
do
than
you
it
think
is.
is worse? Him pretending to be romantic because he thinks that's what you want, or him not knowing anything about you, actually wanting to serenade you?
The first one's worse because you're a shithead and you think I'm dumb. Like I just need like babble. The second one isn't bad. It's just that's not my typical trajectory. I don't go balls deep into baby talk early on.
Do you ever get into baby talk?
Yeah, not baby talk, but like I don't know. I'll soften up. I will soften up.
What is a softened up Andrea?
You don't. I don't know.
You don't have to say the who, but like the comic you had like a longer thing with a while back. Were you like mushy gushy with him? I'm only picking him because it was a significantly long
Taylor?
thing. Oh, you can just say it? Okay.
Sure,
yeah,
who
sure,
cares?
Taylor.
With Taylor, it was more of a sex thing than anything. Yeah, it was a pretty like animalistic sexual relationship.
Okay. Like, what does it take for you to say I love you to someone?
I have to love them.
Well, yeah, no shit.
What does it take? I don't know. I've only ever told one person that I love them, and there's been one other person that I was in love with who didn't love me back, who I like was with for on and off for like upwards of 2 years. But I knew that he didn't love me back, so I didn't say it because I knew it would end it. The guy that I loved, it's also the guy that I loved. I was like 19 when we met, so I was like naive enough to just be like, I love you. Nothing bad could happen. And now, I don't know. I've certainly really liked someone. I have to trust. I have to trust and be able to be myself with someone 100% for me to go there. And I haven't really had that. I've gotten close. I don't know.
But until then, it's just cum gargling Andrea.
No, well, I like
dick kicking Andrea until then.
The thing is, like, the people that like me, like that I'm like brash, and people don't. I'm a acquired taste.
An acquired.
So if you're into,
it's an acquired taste that gets shoved down your throat.
Sure. So I don't like. That's another thing about the Italian guy, is that he was like, can I see your stand up? And I'm like, ooh. I'm not entirely sure that if he knew everything about me, he would still be interested. I think that he sees me as this like dainty. I know, dude. I know.
How old is this guy?
He's 30. He knows I'm like, he's like, you're very sarcastic. He gets it.
He doesn't get the darkness.
Yeah, sure. I am not quite yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, it's hard to expose yourself to people. And I don't do it often, probably of crippling fear of rejection. As most people.
Yep.
Or people, yeah. Also, being like a loud, aggressive female, it's hard to find people who like that. And who can like, for a partner to be like someone I am seriously considering or really like, they need to be on the same level of humor as me.
Yeah.
Like I can just say batshit crazy, really dark,
problematic,
like whoa stuff, and they can be like, yeah. You know what I mean? And that's rare for me too.
Yeah.
I did, there's a certain level of intelligence to understand that it's a joke. Some people would be like, oh my God, clutching my pearls.
I think Paige kind of started like that, and I like that I've been dragging her down.
You slowly just...
Yeah, I think she started to get it. I took her to like Fight Club.
Right.
I took her to my first battle was against Engelbert.
Oh,
that was
God.
my first battle.
I met her that day.
Oh, Paige. Yeah. So
hey, Paige.
that was my first roast bout against someone I used to fuck. It was a brutal, really rough fight. And, we had been seeing each other a few months at that point. So I'm like, hey, this is like my world.
Yeah.
And, I didn't say like all the worst words, quote unquote, but like everyone else on all the other fights were.
Sure.
I'm like, look, you got to be okay that this is a thing.
These are the shady characters that I spend.
These are the people I like.
Yeah.
This is the type of humor I enjoy. I say these things to you in private as well.
Sure.
So you're just going to have to get used to that, or maybe this... But I like that she's like, and she seems to genuinely enjoy shit now,
Yeah. I think what it is that I don't think, with the Italian, I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I'm really not like, where is this going? Because right now I'm just like swimming in an ocean of dicks and being like, whatever happens. That's my current status. I'm not like looking for love. I'm
swimming in an ocean of dicks.
I'm just swimming in an ocean of dicks.
That should be a Facebook relationship status.
Yeah. And just like whatever dick hits me, I'm like, oh, what are you about? Let's watch Netflix or whatever. But it's also that English is his second language. So some of the nuances of humor are hard to pick up if English is your first language.
Uh-huh.
But if it's your second, it's, we're very comfortable around one another, but maybe I'm very slow to break people into what I'm about. He was like, "Can I see your shows?" And I was like, dude. And then he was like, "I like you for you. I want to see you doing what you love." I'm like, I don't know if you're quite
You don't really want to, I
ready
promise.
for I mean, you one day, but I gotta try. I told him, like, I have to know you more to see if that's an area that you're allowed to go into / can handle.
Right.
So who fucking knows? I don't know. Everything will end in trash, but like, we'll just see. It's just when or how, you know.
Okay.
That's my view.
But would you like to be back in would you like to have a serious boyfriend again?
That's the thing. I don't think that you can be like, I would like a serious boyfriend. And
I think it's not good to like go on a mission for things.
Sure.
But you can know like what you're open to, what you can do, what you can't do. Like similarly, so I knew that I was not going to be able to handle like a polyamorous situation with Paige where we're getting into like other romantic relationships outside of ours during a time period when I was about to quit my day job. So I told her when it kind of came up in the summer, I said, "Hey, I'm leaving my job in the fall and I need to get settled. I don't want to have all that other like
worry
mental
about
and emotional, energy."
Sure.
So I was like, let's table that discussion for later. Just like some people are like, generally I like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but maybe right now I'm in a place where that's not going to happen. But or people say that also about casual sex. They go like, I just don't really want to.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the value in having a partner that maybe an open maybe a relationship where we can hook up with other people, but it's like very responsibly discussed. I don't want to be in a polyamorous where like you can just date other people and I'll date you, but we'll be like, I don't want that.
But you could do like a non-monogamous relationship.
I could do a non-monogamous if you were just allowed to fuck other people.
Sure.
And that was the line.
Yeah.
But I could also do monogamous, but or I could also, like what I'm doing right now, just be hooking up with a few different people and see a dicks and just like swim, just back stroking through a sea of dick. The problem is like the only way I'll ever get into a serious situation with someone is if I think that they're fucking hilarious and awesome and we have a really great connection.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. We're so Paige, I'm so sorry. I know you guys are in love, but me and Billy are completely incompatible and we're gonna get married. Oh. That'd be so gross. Yeah, and when you do connect with someone and then you go back into dating and you realize how many people you just don't connect with at all. Like, I'm not going to force myself to, I want a boyfriend, so I'll make all these concessions about what type of partner I'll have and I'll just want someone to be with someone. Like, I refuse to do that because it's a waste of time. So if someone cool comes along, sure. But I don't I'm also in the same situation as you. I'm like, I don't have a day job. I'm trying to do stand up full time. And like, this is a pretty serious like moment for me, to commit to a crazy career like this to this level. It's fucking insane. And there's no guarantee it'll work out. So do I need to be worrying about someone not texting me back at the same time? Probably not.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go through a breakup. I don't want to have emotional baggage. I don't want to deal with that shit unless I meet someone that's really great, and we'll see.
I got to take a break to tell you about my sponsor this week, Menagerie. I mean, look, this is not just some company that gave me some money to hawk their product. I am a customer of Menagerie. That's right. I shelled out for this beautiful lace piece, which you will be able to find on the Man Whore Podcast Facebook page and on my Twitter at @TheBillyPresida. Okay, I'm going to post me in the Menagerie. It's wonderful. It's like this boy short length, intricate lace item. Has a nice high waist because I've got a belly. And then it has this awesome just black thing down the crotch. It is sensual, people. Fellas, you ever wanted to feel sexy? Get yourself some menagerie. Surprise your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your partner for Valentine's Day and get yourself some sexy stuff on there. You go to buymenagerie.com. That's BYMENAGERIE.com. There's a link in the show notes. Get yourself some free shipping by using the promo code MANWHORE at checkout. This is one purchase you will not regret. They've got everything from sexy male thongs to full body stockings. They even have some cool like Playboy robes, okay? Go check out their stuff. Again, use the promo code MANWHORE at checkout for free shipping at buymenagerie.com. And if you can't spell it, go check the show notes. I've got it in there. Now back to the show. Like all that emotional energy or that emotional bandwidth. Like you're already worried about like, did that booker like me? Is that person going to book me on that show that I contacted?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to also deal with a bunch of other shit.
Sure. What's going on with that? Do they like?
What set list should I do for them? Are they going to like my cum gargling joke? Or should I do the dick kicks? I mean, do I do Weight Watcher stuff? Do I be clean or not clean? I mean, I don't know. It can be stressful, and
that's a good word for it. Emotional bandwidth. It's like we have a finite amount of energy and time in our lives. So spending it wisely, especially as I get older. As a more mature woman.
More refined.
I'm much more refined. Tall glass of Merlot. I don't know why I said that. I do realize the value of just like, if something has clear flaws outright, just like walk away from it immediately. I think when I was dating as a younger person, I would make a lot of like concessions to be like, oh, but there's XYZ, but he's still like really cute. It's like, well, XYZ will one day become a deal breaker. So end it now instead of belaboring this like disillusioned situation where you think you're going to be together.
Yeah. Another thing that takes up a lot of emotional bandwidth is dealing with your friends' relationships. Mm-hmm. Like how much shit does, like whether Emily or like even just the amount of shit I put on you with Paige over the last like year.
I know.
Right? Like
exhausting. Which
is awkward to say because I know she's listening. So I don't know why I brought that up, but it's.
Yeah. He hates you, Paige. He's been trying to break up with you for a year.
But like you have to deal with other people's stuff too. I don't know.
Sure. You have to decide how much emotional energy you're going to put towards your friendships and which friendships, and even it's gross to say, but in comedy, every friendship has like a level of
value.
Of like, what can you do for me, which is gross and creepy. I don't view that, like with my very closest friends in comedy, I don't view them as a resource.
But the ones who like, who am I going to hang out with?
Sure, it's all strategic and disgusting. But so there's a certain amount of energy that you'll give your family. There's a certain amount of energy that you'll give your career. Like it's all, and you'll wear yourself out with stupid shit if you're not like strong or smart enough to just cut it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see if with the Italian, we'll see. If it was just a casual sex thing, that might be kind of nice. But I don't know if he's DTF for that.
Is he one of those guys does he seem like a guy who, a woman who does casual sex is a whore to him?
Maybe a little bit.
Because I feel like Italy might have that type of
it's old school seeming. Like, yes. I think
like
that
old sexist double standard.
Yeah. Like, well, that's why I kind of was like, I don't know if I want you to see my shows until I can suss out like what type of guy you are. Because right now I'm trying to like read your body language and the things you're saying to me, and also understand, like, he speaks English obviously, but like he's broken English sometimes. So I'm like trying to sort of sort through that. But I'm like, if you're that guy, fuck no, first of all, we're breaking up, number one, but also like, I'm not going to invite you to my show until I know that you're not that type of person, who's going to see me talking about like. Also, it's like there's so much old material about me being promiscuous.
Old material, that I wrote 2 weeks ago about last month.
No, I know. I mean, it's just. I guess that's also an advantage of me of hooking up with comics because they see me on stage. Like
we know,
there's no,
We're aware.
Everyone knows.
Everyone's aware
of the Andrea Allan problem.
We all know you peed on a guy.
Sure,
everyone knows.
So it's like if someone is talking to me, they've already seen all that and are like green light.
Mm-hmm. It's the benefit of having a public persona, I think. Anytime with dating or meeting people on the internet, whatever. I mean, like you
can
Google,
download your personality.
Basically, it's kind of weird, right?
It's creepy, yeah.
Like, have you ever gone on a date with someone from like a Tinder and they had already listened to your podcast?
No, but Emily was on a dating app a few days ago, and some guy was like, "Oh, I'm already a listener of your show." Like,
yeah, how awesome! That's better than even hooking up and getting good sex out of it. That's
satisfaction.
I'm done.
I'm like, I came emotionally.
You get that pod boner. That any
so
gender can get. And I've told you like a couple times, like I've gotten texts from people I have slept with or currently sleep with, and they go on a Tinder date, and the person brings up the show. They're like, "Oh yeah, I listen to this thing called the Man Whore Podcast." They're like, "Oh, I know of it." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, so fucking good.
So fucking awesome. Yeah.
Well,
everyone bring up the podcast you listen to on dates.
Oh, please give us.
You never know who's connected to who.
A sense of purpose in this life.
So one of the people, it's a chick I sleep with now. She goes on a date and he's like, "You didn't sleep with the man whore guy though, right?" And she's like, "Oh no, why?
Not at all. Yes,
absolutely."
Well, yeah. It's also I want the public persona is an exaggerated version of me. It's for comedic effect.
But we all want to know, is the coat exaggerated or is that you?
Huh?
But we all want to know, is the coat, is that exaggerated?
Oh, the coat's me, baby. I love big coats. But the thing is, if they see that public ridiculous, like it is me, but it is an exaggeration. Obviously, that would be insane.
But we know people who are insane like that.
Sure, exactly. So I'm like, if you can't separate those two, then I probably shouldn't be seeing you. But if you can, or maybe it'll take some time for you to know me better. So when you see that, like, okay, but that's this girl that I sleep with who's really sweet. I am a nice person, despite all of the insaneness that flies on my face. I am a pretty caring partner, and I'm pretty empathetic. So I want someone to see that first before they see the animal.
Yeah.
Because.
So how do you mitigate that? Because do you have like app stuff from time to time? You have like a Tinder sometimes you do.
Yeah, I'm not on the apps now.
Sure, but you go through waves. But like you have them, you've had them.
I have, yeah. And
how do you like mitigate that? Do you hide? Do you say it up front in the bio?
I'll say, I'm not going to bring my podcast in a dating app, but when I first meet someone, I will tell them I'm a comedian, and there usually will be like a, "Can I come to your show?" And then I will be like, "No, not yet."
Right.
And if the podcast comes up, I can't stop them from listening to it. The only thing I'll say is like, it's very Howard Stern. That's my line.
Okay.
To make them understand.
So you don't like warn them, you just try to maybe set a tone?
I'll warn about the podcast if it comes up. I'll be like, listen to it, but just know that, well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you can listen to it, but now you have access to everything about me.
It's very imbalanced.
Sure. And I don't have, I can't stop them from listening. And of course they're going to listen to it.
Sure.
If you're fucking someone new and there's like a million,
database,
a database about of course you're going to want to see it, but I just have to let them know, disclose beforehand that like, I would prefer you didn't, or just know that it's this and it's exaggerated for comedic effect. And, if they listen to it and are freaked out, then you know what? Then maybe it's like,
It wasn't meant.
yeah, exactly.
And that's why I just put it straight up in there. The first line in my Tinder bio is like, I have a sex podcast, like more of a, not less of a brag, more of a like
Warning.
Yeah, just to be like a disclaimer.
Sure.
Just be like, look, I got a thing. If you search man whore, I show up. So that's a thing you need to know about me.
Sure.
And it's your decision.
Yours is more like outright sexual too. There's a lot about your sexual history on there. Mine is
well, yours is too, but like
can
you
find
wouldn't
my
know
sexual
from
history,
you wouldn't
but-
know from the title.
No, exactly. And you'd have to listen to a lot of my podcast to like piece together my full sexual history.
Your deviance.
Yeah. I mean, you can find it.
I can't hide. I can't say it's the Man Whore podcast. It's about my love of ceramics.
Sure.
I can't.
What if you just
I can't
switch your podcast to
It'd be like pottery? I know how to knit. I can just start doing that.
This Week in Vases with Billy.
Keep the same feed, change the title, the artwork, so all the same people are subscribed. But all of a sudden, they're like, what the fuck is this vase
What is this,
thing?
like basket weaving?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that would be funny.
But they're like, I'll give it a listen.
Hey, let's see Billy's hot take on crafts.
No, real talk. I just I got a Facebook message today from someone. She was trying to find the fan page. 'Cause sometimes people will like friend me on. Do you accept friend requests from people who listen to the podcast? You do?
Yeah.
I've been trying to separate and funnel them to the fan page.
Ooh. I think, well, I accept friend requests with my, if you look like a bot, I'm not going to accept you. And if we have like less than 10 mutual friends, I won't accept you because you're
But if
probably
it's just
fake.
a listener of the show, I mean.
But how do I know though? I accept.
You don't even message. See, if I don't know
Yeah.
someone, I message and say, hey, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah, I
do we
don't-
know each other? And if they're like, yeah, I'm a comic, I met you at this thing, I'm like, cool. Or if they're like, I listen to the show, then, you know.
I don't put that much effort into it. I just
right.
accept, and then once you put your fucking spam on my wall, then I block you or whatever.
Well, I messaged someone, say, hey, I'm sorry, do we know each other? It turns out she listens to the show. Say, okay, cool, here's the page. She's like, great, I just found it. I really like it. I'm like, so how'd you find it? She said, I was searching for like arts and crafts podcasts. I'm not even fucking kidding.
How did you get caught in that crossover?
I have no idea. She said crafts, art stuff, and then somehow I showed up. And it might have been like maybe an episode title, like maybe one episode showed up.
Sure.
And it was like,
Gotta ride that algorithm.
I don't know. Yeah. Look, they gotta get the SEO. You got buzzwords in the title.
Oh god.
And so she found me from arts and crafts searches. But she's like, oh no, I listened. I really like that. I was like,
she's a fun slutty arts and crafts.
yeah.
gal.
She makes her own condoms.
Arts, crafts, and fucking.
Yeah. I only use condoms I buy on Etsy.
That would be very expensive. Oh yeah, the Italian also tried to fuck me without a condom first time, and I was like, nah, and he was like, oh what? The pizza bar. And I was like, seriously, put a fucking condom on.
He tried to just go like, oh, I don't understand.
I don't know, but
Cultural difference.
a raw dog in Italy. God, I hope he doesn't hear this. That's another thing. It's like now there's stuff like this out. That's another thing about
Now try being in a committed relationship and knowing that this is there too. I don't know which episodes Paige listens to.
Oh well, okay. How about this? When we were like first fucking around, I remember I was walking over to your place, listening to your podcast.
Wait, did I have the podcast when we were fucking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you had it, and you had an episode. You're like, I really like this girl,
Right,
but
shit.
sexually speaking, where it's a little like, and I
intense.
waka, and I'm walking down the street, about to meet you, being like, great. I'm glad to know that.
I think that was that the second date, the picnic date?
No, it
No,
was
okay.
after that.
Because I do remember, I think you texted me when you were on the way over to that, and I just put out I did a porno episode.
Sure, yeah, no, it was
and
after
you
that.
Said, so I heard your thing with your porno.
Sure, and like I didn't care, but when I was like, that's another thing too. When
Like, what if the comic you were talking about earlier, what if he listens to this, which
Sure.
he won't, but like, what if he did?
Yeah.
And, there's that.
yeah, I don't know.
How do you handle it? Do you talk about it? Do you bring it up?
No, I mean with the comic, I
Do you
don't
say this? Oh, it was art. It's fine.
Sure, right. It's all art. It's all based off of other people's experiences of having sex with Italians that
Right.
you met at a karaoke bar. The comic listens to. I mean, the comic knows. I have nothing but good things to say about the comic. It's just not, I don't see him very often. So like, you
Sure.
know, what else can I say about it? I think he's great. I think he came over and he went to like grab condoms and I had like magnums at the ready. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, the magnums.
Only the gold standard. And I like whipped them out and he was like, "Oh, that was fast." He's like, "Are you fucking?" And then I kind of was like, "Oh," and he was like, "Of course you are." So I'm like, if he says that, he obviously, and if he wanted to have a conversation about where we stand, which I can't imagine he would, because he seems to already know.
Because he listens to all the podcasts you do.
No,
there you go.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's so into you, he tracks every podcast you do.
No, there's not a fucking chance. He's a comic. But if he wants to have that conversation, then he should initiate it. But I don't see him doing that.
Sure.
I would imagine if he listened to this and didn't like hearing about me and somebody else, who knows? But yeah, that's another thing when you have such a public life, is that everybody can know what you're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Yeah. It's just a thing to tackle. Both people knowing stuff, whether it's like my dad's friends ratting me out to my dad and he calls and say, "Billy, did you do a porno?"
Yeah.
Or if it's like a new Tinder date or like, and we match and then she starts to look through the stuff and realizes, "Ooh, what's that?" Which I put in the profile because I don't want it to come up on the date and I have to say the word man whore in a coffee shop and possibly just get straight up rejected.
Gross. If you were like, if I met you for a date and you were like, "I have a man whore," I would be like,
I don't do that, but it's just like if she asks things that I do,
sure.
it comes up.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nice in a way because it does like smoke out the people who can't handle that kind of shit. And yeah. But it doesn't really give you the option to like live in the shadows a little bit.
Well, I do get people who go like, "I don't know how I feel about that, but I would like to meet you." And those are the reasonable people who otherwise I would have to wait maybe like, I would say, and then you try to get them to like you.
Sure.
And then you drop the bomb
use
on
the
them.
witchcraft to try to get them trapped and then.
Right. But no, yeah, it's a weird thing to, especially when you are an overtly sexual person on the internet. It's just it's a game to play, especially when you're not only just trying to fuck around.
Sure.
Dating with this show was always something that was confusing to me because it puts it off like I'm just trying to fuck everyone. But I was like, no, girlfriends are nice too.
Well, that's the thing too with like me doing stand-up. It's like it's this monster on stage.
Y'all should really go Google Andrea Allan comedy.
No, don't.
On
'Cause there's a
YouTube.
terrible roast battle from the stand. I sound like
Okay, don't watch. You did a stand roast battle?
Yeah.
Against who?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, but try to find a stand-up video. It's good. It's funny. It's good. It's also
it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a monster. It's a big, crazy fur-wearing monster. And so
I love your usual promo image is you in the coat just screaming.
So I want people to have the opportunity to get to know the human being.
Yeah. The human being behind the monster.
Sure.
The faggot behind the man whore.
Yeah, we're so complicated and artsy and deep.
Oh,
Just
man.
love me for me.
This was interesting. I don't think you've updated me recently with it. So you were trying to date or hook up with women for at least a period of time.
I just did like a.
What was that? So what was that? Tell them what that was about, and then update me.
There's no progress. I mean, okay. I was like, I've been curious about women for a while. I've hooked up with a few. I'm like, I contrary to your fans' beliefs, I'm very gay friendly. Yeah, I'll eat box. Women are beautiful. The thing is, like, I've had sexual feelings towards women before. I guess if I was to describe myself in some fucking way, I'd be like fluid.
You would say fluid?
I guess so.
I feel like I
wouldn't say bisexual.
No, I'm not saying it's inaccurate. I'm saying you just seem like the person who hates the term.
Yeah,
fluid.
sure. I hate it. I hate it coming out of my mouth, but it's the accurate way to describe. I'm not closing doors to boxes, but I'm much more. It's like 80% men, and then the rest women.
Sure.
But I've never had a relationship with a woman. I've only hooked up with them, and a lot of the exclusively was drunk and hookups. So when you do something when you're drunk, like more than once, it's usually an indicator that you're something you're curious about, but don't have the balls to do soberly. So I got out of a thing and I was like, I just don't want to see a dick for a little while because I'm tired, Billy.
You're just kicking them away.
I'm in the ocean.
Dicks away.
I'm swimming in the ocean, and I'm like, this is a never-ending nightmare.
You're trying to leave the ocean of dicks and get into a sea of pussy.
Sure, it's soft. There's flaps that I can lay on or whatever.
Dude, I know
fluids that I can just bask in.
The orgy house I go to, like where they host the parties, they have a very big. It's probably like this huge. It's just a giant vulva.
Really?
And that you can literally lay in.
That's what I wanted. I was like, I can't emotionally engage with a man right now. I'm very tired. But if there's a giant pink vagina that I could just rest in.
Okay, it's time for the impersonal Patreon thank you roll call, people. Yes, and if you are not liking hearing this in the middle of the episode, you should like the Man Whore Podcast on Facebook because I put out a poll and said, hey, when do you prefer to hear the roll call? Beginning, middle, or end? And y'all seem to speak loudly. This is your preferred placement. And it's my preferred placement too. I like to pay tribute to everyone who literally pays money tributes to me on Patreon. Patreon's kind of like it's like the mix of a monthly fan club subscription mixed with Kickstarter. You pledge different amounts, you get different types of rewards, including bonus episodes, merch, and shout outs on the Man Whore Podcast. So big ups right now to Jennifer C., Lance S., Madeline B., Jazzo, Dave K., Jeff C., Justin C., Ramon F., Sarah S., and Sarah B. Happy birthday. Happy singledom. Hope you're getting laid. Prickly Peach, Lawrence B., Holly F., Greg A., Andrew R., Megan S., Ed B., Anna Super Slut. Greg Y., Chris with a K., Sean N., Chris W., Toby T., Lauren M., Alex S., Emily S., Mark G., Alfredo A., Charles A., Johnny S., Kyle R., Scott G., Just Made It, Frank D., Jackie S., Rachel O., Doug R., Millie W., Michael P., Blake B., Danielle G., Stuart A., Jessica K., Heather S., Joshua L., welcome you two, Peter S., Kenzie B., Julia F., Danielle D.P., Ashley C., Jeff Z., Raphael R., Derek E., Catherine B., The Sexy Lindsay Sin, Anthony G., Ben W., Chuck G., Todd B., Zilla T., Derek N., Ben K., Alexandra Z., Canadian Kevin M., who, by the way, your Prime Minister, Justin T., I call him JT, he's killing it. Brian F., TQ, Dervla, Scott B., Dylan C., CJK, Steve Dean, Daisy R., Julian D., and Jacob S. Thank you all so much for supporting independent content creators. I've quit my day job for you, so I hope in turn you will support me. And you too can become an official fan whore for just $1 a month. You can alter your pledge at any time. Just go to patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Or you can download the Patreon app and you can find me on there. It's Patreon, Patreon. Oh, and why did the Sexy Lindsay Sin get a sexy in front of hers? Well, when you send me beautiful booby pictures, that's how you earn that title. Okay. Also, anyone pledging $5 or more a month, y'all are going to hear an awesome bonus episode with Andrea Allan tomorrow, where she answers sex advice questions that some of you have asked me over the last few months. But for now, back to kicking dicks with Andrea Allan.
I was operating under the impression that it would be less complicated, which is hilarious because women are way more complicated than men. I don't know why I would ever think that. But I was also just like, let's try this. I don't know. I'm a fun bitch. So I joined this all women's dating app. And
what was it called?
It's called Her.
Her, yep.
Not so great, I'm going to be honest. Okay. Well, okay, here's the thing. I went on there just like so cocky, thinking I was going to
get all the girls.
Yeah, I'm going to get all the hot, artsy, fucking Brooklyn. And come to find out, they're not that into me. You know who's into me? Like moms from Queens. Just like shitty old ladies who are so lonely.
What's wrong with moms from Queens?
I don't want to fuck like Cheryl from Queens. You know, I don't know.
What kind of Cheryl? I like certain Cheryls from Queens.
What? Because you're gross.
Yeah, but you don't like older women?
No, it's not. I just don't.
I'm just asking.
I'm getting caught in a net.
I'm not trying to trap you.
No. You are trying to trap me.
No, I'm just trying to get a clarification.
No, it's not the age. It's the look.
And what's the look?
Ugly. I don't want to fuck ugly women.
Just say it. Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to fuck ugly women. There's a standard. Everyone has their bar.
But wait, I just love that. Like, you won't fuck ugly women, but you'll fuck me. That seems.
Don't act like you're not a halfway attractive. I was also very desperate.
I also just wanted to get you to say it.
Sure. You're fine. You looked better when we had sex.
I agree with that.
So, and even then it was a push.
Mm-hmm.
I was desperate.
Well, now I need to wear a yarmulke when I go down on women just to cover up the situation.
Oh, you do a bald spot?
Allegedly, that's what I'm told. People make fun of me all the time for it.
Oh,
I don't see
allegedly,
it
as
as
if you
much.
haven't like put a camera up there and have been looking at it and crying.
Whatever. Talk about your failed box eating with your ugly
Sure,
chicks.
baldy. You should just shave the top so that you
Oh no.
hair on the sides.
I met up with someone in London and
A balding consultant?
fuck off. So we meet up for drinks and she's been listening to the show and she's like, you look, I was expecting you to be a lot heavier the way you talk about yourself.
Oh, you must have loved that. You were like, call me thin again. Whatever. You have a whole battery of body dysmorphia that I don't even want to touch on. But no, it's not that I don't want. I mean, I don't want to fuck ugly women. Let's be clear.
Right.
I also have I have a very particular type of man. I like a wafy. That's why I was very surprising. I was so desperate when I hooked up
What's
with you.
wavy?
Like very thin.
Oh, like lean, lanky,
Yeah.
wiry,
Yeah, like a little vampire-y, fucking artsy.
Vampire Weekend.
Sure,
type of-
more feminine-looking man. I like effeminate men.
Black nail polish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe not black, but like at least maybe an accent nail and like silver.
If Mark Reese was straight, I feel like that'd be your type.
No,
Mark Reese is a comic, we know.
sure, like not so far that way, but in that direction.
Okay.
No offense, Mark Reese.
He takes the dick out of his mouth and he's like, none taken.
I'm good. No, but I also like more kind of like fucking artsy looking assholes. What can I say?
Okay.
Just tight pants and Doc Martens and Brooklyn shit. I eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so I wanted the same thing for a female.
Okay.
And it was a lot of just basic bitches. And then I matched with this Russian girl.
Hot.
This poor girl. I've talked about her so much, and we had such limited interactions.
Right.
I really hope she doesn't ever listen to any of it because she's really nice. She's really nice. She dyed her hair like gray. She used to be like a model. She's very like sort of asexual, not asexual. What's the word where you don't really have a gender?
You mean like the presenting?
No,
androgynous.
Yeah, she's
that's not like agendered as much, but like it presents in this like
Sure.
Ruby Rose kind of way.
Yeah, very androgynous, very like rail thin and just gothy. I was just like, yes, that's what I want. And that was I matched with her. We talked. I set up a meetup, and then I went out of town, and I was like, let's meet afterwards. And then when I came back, and she was the only one that interested me, like one.
Right.
And
That surprises me.
I'm very picky.
Oh no! I thought you meant people interested in you.
Oh no, there are
You
people
just
who are
mean
interested
people
in
who
me.
are okay. People.
She was the only one that was interested in me that I was interested back.
Right.
And I came back in town, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to go get coffee?" And she was like, "Actually, I got into a relationship." I'm like, within a few weeks. What?
She moved in. Yeah.
Yeah, lesbians just like lightning speed. So I was like, oh, great. And she's like, do you still want to be friends? And I was like,
I wish I could I should have kept tally this entire episode of like how many things you've said that someone's going to tweet at you for.
How many generalities about gay people.
How many people are going to yell at
awful
you?
garbage flying out of my trash mouth. No, well, okay, yes. Lesbians tend to move faster because they're women, and women are more emotionally in tune. It's not an insult.
Didn't say you were wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Watch out that glass.
It's like a known thing in the world of stereotypes. So she met someone else and she was like, do you want to be friends? And I was like, honestly, like, I'm good. No, like I have like 5 people I like, and I don't put a lot of, I don't need a new friend to be with someone who the original context of our relationship was that we wanted to hook up. Like that's just, it seems weird. It's very nice.
If you had more time, if you didn't have,
exactly.
If your hobbies wasn't your career, then maybe.
Then yeah, but I was like,
who's got time for that?
Yeah, I was like, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Like you seem great, but I'm not interested in that. And then she left, and I was like, all right, whatever. My one lesbian left me in the dust.
So are you still trying?
Well, she came back.
Oh, right.
So like a few months later, she's like, hey, do you want to grab coffee? I'm like, oh, whose fucking relationship didn't work out? Back for more.
And did you?
Nope.
Why?
Because the day that we were supposed to get a coffee date, I was in bed having sex with a man all day, and I was too tired to go meet her.
Oh, you're so terrible.
I know. I texted her the morning of being like, I'm not feeling well. It was such a blatant blow. Here's the thing. It was a blatant blow off, and I did feel bad. However, you blew me off, and like we clearly didn't really have enough chemistry in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested in this other person, and I was fucking tired. I fucked for like 12. I fucked from like 3:30.
Italian?
Yeah, we fucked for like 10 hours. It was endless fucking.
I can do 5.
Yeah,
like obviously not straight through.
We took a
like,
nap break, and then it was insane. It was a lot of fun, but I'm like, I'm not gonna go meet. I look with like ratchet fuck hair. I'm not gonna go meet some lovely woman for coffee.
10 hours. I can't even not fucking. Like if I go to a play party, I can't even be there for 10 hours. Like
Sure.
I don't even have the energy to not fuck the whole time. And
yeah, we met up at the karaoke place. We met at the Origin. We stayed out till like 3:30, and we're like making out and being assholes in front of her. I haven't made out with someone in public like that in a while. It's very weird and funny and totally rude to everyone around you, but whatever. And then I took him home, and we got home at like 3:30, and then he left my apartment at 6 p.m. the following day. So we slept in between, but it was like a lot.
Okay.
And so I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't go on a date with this Russian girl. I'm too busy having sex with someone from another continent in Europe.
So still trying, still tempting, still would want to, or just
I felt like it was so rude what I did that like I
not
don't,
with her, but like other women. Like are you
sure.
still on her?
No, I'm not on her.
Open your Tinder swipes up to both.
Sure. Yeah, I'd probably do something like that. Yeah. Probably. Like it's always an option for me. But with her specifically,
just come with me to a lesbian bar. We'll go to Cubbyhole on like Tuesday night.
Cubbyhole's intimidating.
Cubbyhole's so much fun though.
It is fun, but like everyone there's like
everyone there is like, oh, they're gay.
Yeah, exactly. They let I went to the Cubbyhole with a friend of mine, and she was with a group of lesbians, and I was talking to them. And then I like mentioned in passing that I was sleeping with a man, and they all were just like, boo, see you later. Like their interest in what I had to say went from 10 to 0 immediately. They were like, you don't eat box, see you later. So it's very like,
no, come back. I eat box.
Wait, guys. I'm open to it. But Cubbyhole's such a like a hookup gay bar. So it's like, I don't know if I could.
Anytime I have a friend, like a female friend who just wants to hook up with a girl,
it's great.
I just go like, we'll go to Cubbyhole. You'll be fingering someone in 20 minutes.
And I think,
it's a very aggressive.
It's very aggressive
hookup bar, and I love it.
No, it's fun. I would go there. I definitely would go there. I'm into it. I'm swimming in an ocean of all genitalia. I'm open. I'm an open-minded.
Could you hook up with a trans person?
Yeah, sure.
Either way, in either direction.
Yeah. I would a trans man, but like who was a woman and is trying to be.
I feel like a trans man who's like fits all that like artsy shit you want, tattoos and shit, and then you can just eat his box, and I feel like that gets you all the things you want.
Sure.
And then he'd probably be more than willing to strap one on and give you the fucking too.
We'll see. I'm not like, I'm
Maybe
not
that's your ideal man. A man with a pussy.
a man with a pussy.
Maybe.
I love
a
dicks.
pussy and like a good strap on.
I love dicks though.
Yeah.
There's something about men that I just love.
Can I mark down another mark for getting yelled at?
No, well, not about like, but there's something about male-bodied, excuse me, and men and all.
I don't care. I enjoy imagining people being mad.
There's something about, of course, everyone's mad all the time. We're all so mad, and comedy should be taken 100% at face value. And
no, tell me
social justice,
male bodies.
Sure,
male bodies.
There's something about male bodies, and also, yeah.
That you like.
I like.
Okay.
I like your dumb dicks.
Your dumb dicks.
I want to kick them and suck them.
And just kiss them and go.
Ugh.
No?
No.
I don't know.
That's some gross shit that you would say. Yeah, I don't know. I just, whatever happens. It's all like, I feel like a lot of people have this philosophy, like, you're going to meet this one and like, there's destiny, and everyone plays their love life as if they're a protagonist in a movie, and like everything was meant to happen to lead you. That's not true. Like, we are truly just floating around in a sea of dicks and pussies, and if you hit one other dick or pussy that likes you, and you guys can get high and watch Rick and Morty, then that's great. But it's not like it's not like, well, I met this guy and, it taught me this lesson and will prepare me for, then you're going to get married and you're totally going to get divorced and you're going to end up alone. We're all going to die alone. It's just a matter of maybe having some fun along the way is my philosophy.
So inspirational.
I know.
That's so beautiful.
I'm a guru.
When you're doing the whole just in a sea of dicks, and if you find the dick matches your...
you find a dick that matches,
eating it up.
And then you like it, and then it's fun, and then it's not fun because this dick wants something, then that, then it's over, and whatever.
That's all.
It's just whatever's going to happen is going to happen, man.
Oh, man.
And we'll all be dog shit eventually, and we'll all die. And everyone's going to hurt your feelings somehow, and you're going to hurt someone else's feelings somehow. Just let it ride.
Okay. Wow. That was fantastic.
I am so
Do you
smart.
want to... I was trying to think during this whole episode of like what a bonus episode you could be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to answer some advice questions that I have already answered on the show?
Ooh,
and I'll read you some emails.
Sure.
Okay, so Patreon people, we're going to do a bonus episode. So you'll get that soon. If you're watching right now on Periscope, Facebook Live, you can watch it now. But before we go, why don't you tell people you host an awesome podcast? Again, we said...
it's the Gay Hate Podcast.
The Gay Hate
It's the White Supremacy... _gay hate.
That's the side podcast. You have to actually, it's behind a paywall.
Sure, it's private. It's the private. It's bonus content. No, I host the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. I co-host it with Emily Lubin, fantastic comedian, and my life partner, my non-gay life partner, hilarious woman. And we interview comedians every week. And we ask them why they think they're a hot mess. So it always brings forth some sort of ridiculousness. Billy was on there twice.
Yep.
The first time we learned about your weird sexual preferences and all your freaky shit that you do. And then the second time we learned about how you have a terrible personality. So that was
yes,
great.
Yeah. It was a good time.
I loved it.
It's like the only time you'll ever hear me on a podcast talking about my family in depth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Oh, you're like, what? I deserve to be liked too.
Okay, you.
It's so good. Oh, I caught the essence of your horribleness on audio. It was so mwah. So check that out.
That's in the normal places?
Yes. So iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Follow us on Instagram at Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Follow us on Twitter at Hot Mess Podcast. But yeah, just follow.
Also, you have a new Instagram that we definitely should be.
Oh, yes.
Your ass has an Instagram.
My butt has an Instagram. Ugh. It's called Hot Ass Cold Cuts. It's pictures of my ass with snack foods. So it's like a double. It's like my beautiful fat ass.
Big,
PHAT.
it's round.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's honestly a gift from God. And then also like donuts or Doritos. I Photoshop the whole thing.
It's hot ass cold cuts, one word.
Yes.
On Instagram.
It should be hot butt cold cuts, but I'm a fucking idiot and didn't even think about that.
Hot ass. I think ass is gonna attract like the thirsty dudes.
Oh yeah, this is a purely...
I think hot butt, people go like, that could be a dude's butt.
Sure, that's
hot
true.
ass, they're thinking.
Damn. Yeah. It's a purely thirst-based experiment. I don't know, I have fun with it. But so that's another thing you can follow me on.
Cool.
And yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
I'm everywhere. Follow me, support me.
Yeah. She's worth supporting. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
It's one of the few podcasts I listen to myself.
Thank you so much.
Patron people, we're going to answer some advice questions. But till then, Andrea, say goodbye to people listening on Periscope, Facebook Live, all of it.
Bye, Mom. I'm doing great.
Oh, wasn't she great? Please go check out her show, The Hot Mess Comedy Hour. You can find it pretty much anywhere you're listening to me. And then give us a shout out on Twitter. We want to know what you thought about this episode. She is at Andrea Comedy. I am at the Billy Persida. Use the hashtag ManWhorePodcast. Let us know what you thought about the show. You can also find both of our fan pages on Facebook. Look up the Man Whore Podcast. Look up the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Give us both a like. And if you want to say something to me privately, maybe in a longer form, shoot me an email. Send me your comments, your questions, your booby pictures to manwhorepod@gmail.com. Join the conversation with your fellow fan whores on the Man Whore Podcast subreddit. There are individual comment threads for every episode. I also like to post announcements, exclusive pictures, and I like to comment under the threads that you create yourselves. Again, that's r/manwhorepodcast. And one more time, people, please, support independent content creators. I hope you're supporting me. You can become an official fan whore for just $1 a month if you go to patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. That's Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. If we hit $750 per month pledged, my girlfriend Paige is going to come and do a full episode of this show. Curious what she sounds like? Curious what her deal is? Curious why she's making the ugliest face she's ever made right this second? Go throw down at least $1. Help get us there. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. Try out the coconut oil. If anything, just to have a nice, pretty smooth butthole. Next week, I have a great episode with polyamorous cartoonist Kimchi Cuddles. Phenomenal episode. Had a lot of fun there. But until next week, stay slutty.